Right. Okay, here we go. Day 45 now, Hayabusa build, and celebrated that within myself all week. I'm absolutely chuffed with that. I was surprised that I managed to achieve that in the last video just by going one step after another. When I set up about it, I didn't know whether I'd be able to achieve it, but like I said in the last video itself, make the first step, then the second, and see how you get on, and that's where I got to. Now there's a lot to do still. Now you've got over the self-celebration and self-congratulation, move back to it and see all the faults that you've got. It's a little tiny bit trimmed short here. I had to trim that up because obviously it had to be split and snipped so that it could spread and move. I haven't got a stretcher and a shrinker and all those fancy tools, so I snipped it, allowed it to move, and then trimmed off the excess. Now today what I want to do is weld on a little extra piece underneath, or solder on a little piece underneath there to make a proper skirt either side of the panel and actually make it complete. Cover up this ugly mounting here and just leave the bottom part of the frame showing instead, so it's kind of best of both worlds. A few little holes and things to fill in, little places where I couldn't get this hot enough. Now you saw in the last video I was using this, my old Tamar gas blowtorch, had that for 25 years and it's just worn out now. It's not getting hot enough, and because it's not getting hot enough, the heat that I'm putting into the panel was just dissipating and wicking away. It was effectively heat sinking away from the joint, so it wasn't getting hot enough. And as you've seen today, invested in this, a proper MAP gas torch. Now I can definitely get this up hot enough, nice and local to where the weld needs to be, and I can put all that aluminium solder into the joints and make a really nice job of it, filling in all the little bits and pieces I didn't fill in before and adding those extra pieces of aluminium as well. I've got to cut those first, but I've got plenty of stock left. So today, hopefully, if I can, I want to finish this panel so I can stand back and decide where to mount or where to fit the mounts, drill it, put threads in behind so I can actually bolt this entire panel on. Once that's done, then I can think about the backlight, because I really am tempted to just French a backlight straight into the back of that hump like I did similar on the Street Fighter build, because I just love French lights. It's just the coolest thing ever. Proper custom car stuff. Anyway, there we go. That's it for today. Wish me luck. Eyes down for a full house. Let's go. Got it sus now. Okay, that's got it soldered along the top. The advice on these rods, these welding rods, is to, once it's set or once you've finished making the joint, leave it till it's room temperature before you take things like clamps and whatnot away, so that it holds in that position, doesn't distort or move. So you can let that cool right down, take the clamps off, spin it over, and we'll do the other side. The other side of those joints will be a little more open, and that's exactly what it needs, according to many of you as well, so that that solder can flow down in that joint and make it really super strong, and then I can grind it back. So actually, hopefully, fingers crossed, it looks like the joint isn't even there. But we shall see, eh? Right, okay, day 45 and 7 hours at it, and that's the result. Absolutely chuffed with that. I've got the profile right underneath there. This fits around the tank curve absolutely superbly. Picks up the top of the frame there and covers up that top ugly rail, both sides. Superb result, really happy. A couple of things I learned today, and that is if you get this too hot while you're soldering, that MAP gas is so vicious, it can actually melt the solder out of the joint further along. It travels so quickly on this aluminium, this 1mm sheet. And also, if you're not careful with the MAP gas, you can burn holes in this. So I really am learning a whole new skill on something that's actually too efficient for my existing experience. So I'm really chuffed with the MAP gas. That's going to give me so many more opportunities. And one of those is I want to fill all these little pot marks and holes along the weld. But normally you'd put body filler in them and paint it, but I so don't want to paint this. I want to rock this on the street in naked bare metal, and if I can do that, I need to fill these little dents in with some solder. That's what I'm thinking. The regular ordinary electrical soft solder that you use, it melts at 300 degrees. This stuff melts at 730, so I'm hoping that if I can heat it up, melt that in, it won't melt the joints that I've already put in place. I'll have a little experiment with that on some scrap first, and I'll see if it'll work, and if it does, then I'll bring that to you in a future video. I'll fill all these little things in. They can scuff down with hand, just literally by some aluminium oxide paper, scuff it all up, and then that is a bare metal panel that is superb and hopefully will look flawless if I can fill all these little imperfections in. Fantastic. Anyway, in the next one, I'm going to do a simple skill, something that a lot of you have probably suggested to me in the past, but I want to actually do it. I want to do a little demo of it, show it to you if you can use it too, and a little way to save some money in the process. So there we are. That's it for today. Fantastic fun, awesome progress. Thank you for your incredible support. Take it easy, ride safe, and I'll see you next time for Simple Skills. Wow.